12 methods to make your pickup truck last over 500,000 miles without repairs. The modern automotive industry doesn't want your truck to last. They want you back in the showroom every 4 years. We are living in an era of planned obsolescence, where plastic components and thin-walled castings are designed to fail the moment your warranty expires. But as a mechanic, I know that hitting 500,000 miles isn't luck. It's an aggressive maintenance strategy that counters the manufacturer's cost-cutting measures. If you follow the official service manual, your truck is scrapped by 200,000 miles. But if you apply these 12 mechanical secrets, you turn your pickup into a lifetime asset. The 3,000-mile flush. Number 1 is the rejection of the manufacturer's 10,000-mile oil change interval. Modern oil is better, but engines now run hotter, with fuel dilution issues from direct injection. When you wait 10,000 miles, microscopic carbon deposits act as sandpaper on your timing chain guides and cam phasers. We recommend a high-quality, full synthetic oil every 3,000 to 5,000 miles maximum. This keeps the detergent levels high and ensures that the variable valve timing solenoids stay clear of sludge. By the time you reach method 2, you'll realize that the liquid inside your engine isn't the only thing that needs a radical rethink. Transmission thermodynamics. Number 2 is addressing the primary killer of pickup trucks, transmission heat. Most factory transmissions rely on a small cooler integrated into the radiator, which is insufficient for heavy towing. A mechanic's secret is installing a massive, dedicated external transmission cooler with a thermal bypass. Every 20-degree drop in fluid temperature can effectively double the life of the internal clutches. If you keep your fluid under 180 degrees Fahrenheit, you prevent the oxidation that turns fluid into acid that eats your friction plates. But cooling is only half the battle. You also have to stop the chemical war happening inside your cooling system. The coolant chemistry restart. Number 3 is the 5-year flush. Many owners believe long-life coolant lasts forever. But over time, the pH level drops and corrosion inhibitors fail. This leads to electrolysis, where your coolant literally starts eating through your aluminum cylinder heads from the inside out. We perform a complete system flush with distilled water every 5 years to reset the chemistry. This protects your water pump seals and prevents the internal clogging that leads to catastrophic head gasket failure. This chemical protection is vital, but as we move to method 4, we have to look at the physical breath of your engine, beyond the air filter. Number 4 is a dedicated intake tract cleaning every 50,000 miles. Most people change their air filter, but few realize that EGR systems are constantly dumping oily soot into your intake manifold. Over time, this builds up a carbon sludge that chokes airflow and causes valves to stick. We use a professional-grade solvent to dissolve that carbon before it hardens into abrasive, crusty carbon flakes that can enter the combustion chamber and score your cylinder walls. Keeping the intake surgical clean ensures your fuel-to-air ratio stays perfect, preventing the lean run conditions that melt pistons. Keeping the engine breathing is great, but method 5 deals with the invisible weight, tearing your suspension apart. Radical chassis lubrication. Number 5 is the grease zerk retrofit. Modern trucks often come with sealed-for-life ball joints, which is just a fancy way of saying, replace me in 80,000 miles. We replace factory-sealed components with high-quality aftermarket parts that feature grease fittings. By pumping fresh molybdenum grease into your suspension every oil change, you flush out moisture and road salt. A tight suspension doesn't just feel better, it prevents the vibration that eventually destroys your steering rack. But a perfect engine is useless if the spine of your truck is disappearing, which leads us to method 6. The permanent rust barrier. Number 6 is the oil-based undercoating. If you live in the Rust Belt, road salt is the cancer that will kill your truck before the engine ever fails. Rubberized undercoatings are a trap. They trap moisture against the steel and accelerate rot. We use a non-drying, oil-based barrier like fluid film or wool wax. This creeps into every weld, chemically displacing moisture and oxygen. Applying this once a year is the only way to ensure your frame stays structurally sound for 500,000 miles. A solid frame is the foundation, but Method 7 is the secret that separates the million-mile fleet trucks from the scrapyard. The fluid totality strategy. Number 7 is the secondary fluid cycle. Everyone remembers engine oil, but almost everyone forgets the differential fluid, transfer case oil, and power steering fluid. These fluids work under extreme pressure and collect metal shavings from the gears. We change these every 60,000 miles. If you leave the factory break-in fluid in your rear differential for 200,000 miles, the metal particles act like a grinding paste, destroying the bearings. This fluid totality ensures every rotating assembly is protected. But even with perfect fluids, your engine's electronic brain can be its own enemy, leading us to Method 8, the sensor preemption strike. Number 8 is the critical sensor swap at the 150,000 mile mark. Sensors like the oxygen sensors and the MAF sensor don't always fail completely. They just get lazy. A lazy sensor sends slightly incorrect data, causing the engine to run slightly rich or with incorrect timing. This creates micro damage to your catalytic converters and bearings over thousands of miles. By replacing these sensors before they trigger a check engine light, you ensure peak efficiency. This digital health is key. But Method 9 goes back to the basics of mechanical sympathy. The drive cycle discipline. Number 9 is the cold start rule. 90% of engine wear happens in the first 60 seconds after a cold start, when oil hasn't reached the top of the engine. We never shift into gear until the RPMs have dropped to their base idle. More importantly, we avoid short trips. An engine that never reaches full operating temperature allows moisture to collect in the oil, forming acid. If you start your truck, drive it until it's hot. This simple habit prevents the internal rain that corrodes your bearings from the inside out. This protects the internals. But Method 10 addresses the heart of your fuel delivery. Fuel system hygiene. Number 10 is fuel system stabilization. With the rise of ethanol in modern gasoline, fuel is now hygroscopic. It attracts water. This moisture causes internal corrosion in your high-pressure fuel pump and injectors. We use a high-quality fuel stabilizer and cleaner every fourth tank to lubricate the injector needles and dissolve varnish. This prevents excessively lean air-fuel ratios, which cause destructive pre-ignition and engine knock that can shatter spark plug ceramics or burn a hole in a piston. A clean fuel system is the difference between a truck that starts at minus 20 degrees and one that needs a tow. But fuel is only one part. Method 11 deals with the unseen sparks. The electrical ground refresh. Number 11 is the ground strap audit. As a truck ages, the braided ground straps between the engine, frame, and body build up corrosion. This creates electrical noise that confuses the computer and strains your alternator. We clean every major ground point once a decade down to bare metal, torque the fasteners, and seal them with dielectric grease to prevent future corrosion. This ensures the spark plugs get full voltage and sensors send clean signals. A healthy electrical system prevents the ghost in the machine problems that lead people to sell their old trucks in frustration. And finally, number 12 ensures you never get hit with a surprise bill. The hearing diagnosis. Number 12 is active listening. A truck almost always tells you it's going to fail months before it does. A slight hum in the hub bearing or a new vibration at 60 miles per hour are cries for help. If you address a $100 bearing the moment you hear it, you save a $2,000 spindle assembly later. People who hit 500,000 miles don't ignore noises. They treat every change in the truck's voice as a priority. If you treat your truck like a living machine instead of an appliance, it will reward you with 500,000 miles. Stop following the dealer's schedule and start following the mechanic's code.